Housing just hit another new high, and today we're at the Savoy Automobile Museum. We're filming for Financing the American Dream, and I have my good friend Kim Thompson with me from Lake Point Realty. Kim, tell us, why do housing values continue to rise?
Well, here in Georgia, this is just a great place to be, great place to work, live, and in Cartersville, I mean, we're outgrowing our inventory. So until we get enough houses here, the ones that we have are at a premium. So
right.
you're not going to, interest rates have not slowed us down. Housing prices are continuing to rise. Maybe not at the level they were, but they're definitely continuing to rise.
So Case-Shiller just came out. It was another 5.5% increase year over year. Now that's nationally. Can you speak to, or do you know of what the year over year increase in Cartersville is?
So, you know, we were at like 20 to 25 a couple of years ago. Now we're closer to 5 to 10%, but we are still seeing that increase.
Yeah.
So
now, Cartersville is a unique area. Okay, you've got an unbelievable high school football program. That's a huge draw. You have unbelievable museums. That's a huge draw. The location is halfway to Chattanooga, 45 minutes south Atlanta, 45 minutes north Chattanooga. You know, people are coming here in droves.
Yes. I mean, we have 10,000 plus new jobs that are coming here, and we're right off of the interstate. So if you are working closer to the city, it's convenience.
Right.
You have the green space and the lake and the mountains to go hiking in, and all the sporting events and the small town feel here. So I mean, it's the best of all worlds.
It is. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Cartersville, this whole northwest corridor, really is just a phenomenal location.
Yes.
And if you like what you're hearing today, do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and follow along. And if you have anything that you think of in Cartersville specific, do not hesitate to leave a comment, and we'll make certain that Kim Thompson answers that question for you.
Definitely.
So Kim, we're here today filming for Financing the American Dream. We've had a great day here today. Why did you choose the Savoy Automobile Museum?
So Cartersville has now been deemed Georgia's museum city.
Yeah.
We have 4 museums here, so you get the culture as well as all those other amazing things that we talked about. And this is the newest, latest, greatest in the Georgia Museum Incorporated group.
Yeah.
And I mean, who doesn't love a good sports car?
Right.
You have iconic history here.
That's right.
It's everything. It's just amazing. And we've got that great exhibit of the women in motorsports.
That's right,
here
we did.
On International Women's Day.
That's right. How convenient that it was here. We learned that as we were filming that it's Women's International Day today.
Yes.
So that was conveniently awesome for us and filming today. So thank you for the guys for making that work out. And really, it's like taking a step back in time, or traveling through time. I mean, here behind me, we have 1948. What is it? Chevy or Chrysler, and you can almost like envision, you know, the mom and dad packing up the kids and the dog and heading off to the lake. I mean, it's
the luggage on top here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
The dog in the back. You know, it really is like a Norman Rockwell painting. I love it. Now, what is coming up? What's new in Cartersville? What do we expect?
For the season here in spring, you know, we've got so much fun outdoor activity items, obviously sports and water sports and everything. But, you know, every weekend downtown is packed. We have the farmers market, we have barbecue and brews coming up. And, you know, all these new people coming and moving here, I mean, there's always something to do.
Right.
You never have to worry about what are we going to do on the weekends.
Yeah, what a great place to raise a family too,
Yes.
right? And now, what about affordability? You know, Cartersville is it still as affordable as it once was?
Well, let's be real. Nothing is as affordable as it once was. Right. But we still are on the more affordable side as compared to neighboring counties.
Right.
I mean, you're in Cherokee County.
Sure.
We are, probably 10 to 20% cheaper than living in just the neighboring county,
Right.
Cobb County. I mean, even probably more so.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Now, how does the city deal with the influx of people? I mean, how are they keeping up with the infrastructure? How are they keeping up, from a managing perspective, from a police force, from a firefighter force? I mean, how is the city handling that?
So we've got new fire facility being built on the south end of the county. We've got, let's just face it, tons of road construction all over the place. And that is obviously growing pains that you have to deal with.
Sure.
But they're trying to manage the growth with residential, industrial, small business all
Right.
together. We're getting our everybody's beloved roundabouts in several locations.
Those have been, they've come on hot and heavy, the roundabouts here in the
Yes.
state of Georgia, for sure. So responsible growth, and we talked about it earlier. I mean, if you're not growing, you're dying as a community, right?
Yes.
But of course, like you mentioned, growing pains come
Yes.
along with that. But yeah, I agree. The city and the county, Bartow County, Cartersville as a whole, has really done a great job, I think, managing that. And then combining the industrial, the small town, and then still maintaining that small town quaintness that they
Yes.
have. And then now, earlier we talked about the restaurant scene a little bit. Talk about that.
So downtown restaurant scene is amazing. We have casual dining. You can go to the iconic Four-Way or Ross's Diner, or you can go to more upscale. We've got several chef-run restaurants here in town, from Largo's to Table 20, Main Street Coastal, and they're all very unique and owned by individuals.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have all your, chain restaurants
Sure.
that you can go to as well.
Sure.
So lots of variety.
There is. I think it's, when people, if you live in Metro Atlanta, I think there's a stigma that going out to Cartersville is just out in the middle of nowhere, and it's absolutely not the case.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's been a hidden gem in my mind for a long, long time, but, this video is going to be the one that really blows up Cartersville. I can
They're
feel it.
not going to keep everyone away after this. Yeah.
And if you do like what you hear, and you do think that Cartersville is the next best thing since sliced bread, do me a favor, like it, subscribe it, and follow along. Now, Kim, spring buying season, people are listing homes. I think I heard you say that you're listing 1 or 2 homes a week right
Yes.
now. So
Yes.
we're seeing that little bit of a spike in housing supply, or listings rather.
Right.
Now, is that just seasonal, or is this a sign of the times?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, spring is always your selling season,
Sure.
buying season. But we definitely didn't have the influx last year that we seem to be having this year.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, things are going to sit on the market a little bit longer.
Right.
The historical number of days on market's 4 months. Right now, we might be at 30 days.
Right.
So you're definitely not looking at, we've got so
Yeah.
much inventory that it's just sitting.
Right. Now, for agents that just are going to, get a listing and put it on the FMLS, they can just walk away and somebody's going to magically come buy that house. Is that right?
If you have it marked $50,000 to $100,000 under, then maybe, yes, you will. But what seller is going to let you do that?
Right, absolutely.
So-
So how are people actually selling houses in today's market?
So educating your sellers on things that you need to do in a home to have it ready to put on the market.
Sure.
That is outdoor appeal. That's making sure that you're maintaining your major systems. Making sure that the home is staged properly. There's lots that goes into getting the home prepared to list.
Right.
So, and sellers didn't have to do that for a long time, so they forgot those
Sure.
things that are really important to get it ready.
So is it more of like just coming back to a mindset of these are the things that you need to do in a normal market to get your house sold?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how challenging is that to talk to your sellers about that? I mean, because before, they still probably have that mindset where they can just list it and not have to worry about it. But, talk about that process. How challenging is that? Are people more accepting?
I think it is starting to get that way. We always get in that mindset of, well, my friends last year they didn't even clean their house and it was sold in 2 hours with no showings or whatever the case may be. And now we're just re-educating. That's the best word for it.
Sure.
Re-educating and getting people back to, okay, this is what it normally looks like. That wasn't normal.
Sure. Tell everybody, how long have you actually been doing real estate? Because, many times people think of when they're speaking with a real estate agent, realtor, they've only been in the business a couple of years, but you've got a little bit more of a lengthy career, I should say.
I've had my license for going on 9 years now, but before that, I actually worked under some other agents and worked for them on the marketing side. And going back to listings, I mean, marketing is key when you're talking about listing properties. Right. So being able to have that background before I got my license really did help me kind of get my foot in the door a little bit more.
So you would say it's an attribute to have that marketing background.
Yes.
So if you're considering listing, you're considering selling, you probably should talk with somebody that knows what they're doing on the marketing side, is what I heard.
Yes, definitely.
Now, if somebody does want to hear from you and talk with you about listing or buying, how do they reach you?
So call me, 770-597-6882. You can also find me at georgiapropertiesbykim.com.
And of course, we'll list all of Kim's information in the description below. Kim, thank you so much. It's been really an absolute fun day today. Kim, I've known Kim for several years, and it's always a pleasure when we get an opportunity to hang out. So thank you for setting this up today.
Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to the Financing the American Dream episode coming out and getting to enjoy that and really celebrate you and the city of Cartersville. So thank you.
Thank you.
My name was and still is Darin Hunter. And this is Kim Thompson, and that is another guaranteed episode. Have a great day.